What's up, graphic designers? In today's class, we're going to be creating a fun collage using layer masks. And to kick things off, we're going to start with the video tutorial I made almost 14 years ago.
I live in Glendale, which is about 10 minutes outside of Bushwick. And I love Mondays because when I come home from work, I go straight to my mailbox. And typically there's a New York Magazine along with bills and...
Do you guys know what this is? So I got the bills, I got the New York Magazine, and I got this red envelope. Anybody have an idea what it is, how it works?
Netflix.
It was Netflix. You guys, before it was a streaming company, they used to send DVDs to your house. And look at my enthusiasm for this magazine.
But whenever I get the New York Magazine, I go straight to the party lines section. Easily my favorite aspect of this because I'm always curious about what celebrities are up to, and I'm intrigued by the photoshopping. How can we create this party lines image featured in New York Magazine? First, what we're going to need to do is go into Photoshop and extract your image using the magnetic lasso from the green screen. And we're going to copy and paste it into the image like so. So I'm going to select the magnetic lasso. I'm going to click, and we know that it clings to high contrast objects.
What a throwback. So we're going to be maybe using the magnetic lasso today. Of course, however, we're going to be primarily using the object selection tool. So this is what we're doing. We're doing a couple things today. What we're going to do is we're going to create and extract your subject. Maybe it's yourself, maybe it's a buddy from one of maybe these playground photos or a photo album of your choice. And we're going to be submitting two file types. We're going to be submitting a PNG, and you'll notice that we've got the gray and white checkers. And so when we save this file as a PNG, we're going to click File, Save a Copy, and it's not going to be a JPEG or a PSD, a Photoshop file. Instead, it's going to be just a PNG, and I'm going to label it Drozd Cutout B-ball. Okay, so we've got one PNG saved. And why exactly are we doing that? Great question, because when everyone submits their PNGs, we're going to have all these assets that we can use in future Photoshop projects. We're going to continue doing this throughout the course of the year, as we did in this particular project featuring boys basketball players. And maybe last year you'll recognize maybe some of the classmates among us, including Sophia. So here we've got a great example of a PNG. So how exactly are we going to be creating these PNG cutouts? That's a really great question. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is identify which photo we're using. And this one looks like it might be a little challenging. So here are the steps. The first thing that we're going to do is press Command J to unlock the layer and duplicate it. Amazing. I'm going to zoom in just a tad. And we're going to use the quick selection tool, making sure we're on that very top layer. And again, that layer is unlocked. I'm going to click. We're going to let it work its magic. Amazing. And when we click the layer mask icon in the lower right hand corner, it doesn't make a difference. However, when we hide that bottom layer, we now recognize that we've got transparency, but the selection was not totally amazing. So there's a few things that we can do to simplify this process. The first thing that we're going to do is hold Option and then click on the layer mask. Beautiful. And now I can see exactly where we need to sort of fill in the gaps. And I'm going to press B for brush. I notice that black is in the foreground, and that's not what we want. So I'm going to press Command Z. I'm going to press X to swap the foreground and the background. And we're going to have something that looks a little bit like this. And now I can't help but notice, but the chain link fence way behind Gabriel is included in the selection. We don't want that, right? We don't want that at all. So what we're going to do is hold Option, click the layer mask itself, and I'm not going to click white because we don't want to reveal it. Instead, I'm going to press X to swap out the black. And now we're going to have to finesse it a little bit. So here is how we're going to do that. I'm going to go down a layer. I'm going to press V for the move tool. I'm going to press 3 for 20%. And I know that V8, 80% opacity, 5, 50% opacity, but I'm going to leave it at about 20% opacity. B for brush. And I'm going to have the hardness for his hair at about 78%. And we're going to have something. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I was not painting on the right layer. Make sure you're absolutely painting on, yikes, the layer mask itself, because that's really important. So it's going to look a little something like this. And this definitely takes some finessing. You'll notice that this basketball is not super clear. So here's how I get, here's my method for getting a clean basketball cutout. I'm actually going to press X to have black in the foreground. Check this out, guys. And I'm just erasing around the perimeter of the basketball. I'm going to right click in, the rectangular marquee. I'm going to pull up the elliptical marquee, and now I'm going to click and drag, and I'm actually going to hold shift. And when you hold shift, it creates a perfect circle, totally proportional. And then if you hold spacebar, so I'm actually holding shift and spacebar at the same time, we can sort of shift the selection around. I'm releasing spacebar. And because opacity is at 20%, I can see exactly where that ball is. Oh, that's amazing. I'm going to press X, B, and I'm going to brush in the ball. Wow, that is tremendous. Let's go ahead. I'm going to press Command D to deselect. And then I'm going to sort of brush in the rest. If we were so inclined, I could pull up the polygonal lasso, create a new selection, and we can streamline or clean up this selection like we did right there. And I'm gonna press Command 0 to zoom out. And this takes a lot of technique. You guys are gonna do an amazing job. The last step, right, if we were really, really happy with this, it's to hide the background layer. And we're gonna pretend that this is an amazing selection. And we're gonna do a couple more things. I'm gonna press C for crop, and we're gonna crop this by pulling the edges of the canvas closer to our subject. I'm gonna press check to confirm, and then I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna click File, Save As, and save a copy. We're gonna change the format to PNG, and then it's gonna be Gabby cutout b-ball. Great. We're gonna press check to confirm. All right, we're so close though. Well, how do we create this collage? Well, we're gonna click File, New, and I'm gonna click Print, Letter. I'm gonna swap the orientation. I'm gonna press Create, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got this PNGs that we can return to in the future. But here's something else fun that we can do. I'm gonna use the Move tool, and I know that Untitled 1, the tab furthest to the right, is that blank that we just created, and I can click, and I'm dragging this top layer, and you can see like the layer mask is right there. All right, so we've got one individual. That's great. We'll come back for Sophia. There's Gabby. 2, clicking, dragging. Whoa, what a dynamic collage already. And I can go ahead and I can clean this up in a little bit. And let's get one more. So here we gotta have Sophia. So the first step is to duplicate the layer by pressing Command J. Amazing. I'm gonna unlock that background layer, and we're gonna hide the background layer. Amazing. Next step is to make sure that we're on the top layer, layer 1. We're gonna use the object selection. I'm gonna click on Sophia. We're gonna keep our fingers crossed. And there we got the selection. We're gonna use the layer mask, aka the Japanese flag. We can see that the selection, it's okay. It's not amazing. We definitely need to get that basketball. And to do that, you know what we're gonna do? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. You know what to do. Yikes. We're going to zoom in just a tad. I'm gonna reveal the bottommost layer and press V3 for 30%. Okay, I'm gonna click on the rectangular marquee. I'm gonna zoom in, making sure that it's just a new layer. I'm gonna left click. I'm gonna hold shift to keep it proportional. And then because it's not where I want it exactly, I'm gonna hold spacebar. And now I'm shifting that selection around. Whoa. This looks so good. You guys are gonna be like professional graphic designers at the end of this class. All right, I'm gonna click on the layer mask. I'm gonna press B for brush. We're brushing it in. I'm gonna right click. Oh, you guys, this is gonna be so freaking cool. Command D to deselect. And now, Sophia, I love the intensity. I'm gonna hide the background layer. And before I do anything else, I'm gonna hold Option and click on the layer mask. Okay, so this is really gonna clarify things for us, right? I'm gonna press B, right click. I'm gonna drop down the size just a tad. We're gonna clean this up. We're gonna clean that up. I'm gonna press X, reduce the size. Yikes. So it may be a little something like this. I'm gonna reduce the hardness. And now when we hold Option and we click the layer mask, yeah, this looks much better. Okay, we're gonna go like this. So you're gonna want to be toggling between this, what would we call this? This sort of layer mask black and white silhouette, and then the original one. Okay. When we're done, we're gonna do a couple things. Hold Option, click the layer mask. I'm gonna hide that background layer. I'm gonna press C for crop. I'm gonna shift this over. This looks great. Check to confirm. File, save as, or save a copy. File, save a copy. Change it from JPEG to PNG. Sophia, so happy you're in this class. You've been a subject of so many Photoshop projects in the past. We're gonna save this as a PNG, and now we're gonna use the Move tool, and I'm gonna click and drag onto that blank. Amazing. Whoa. This looks so tremendous. And so then you're gonna have to like experiment, like what is going where? Like how can we create the optimal collage? It's gonna take a lot of like experimentation. All right, okay, I'm not mad about this so far. This looks actually pretty cool, guys. I cannot wait to see your work. We're gonna work on this for maybe 2 classes. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, you're gonna submit your PNGs into one assignment, and you're gonna save your collage and submit the JPEG into another. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.